Do you guys see this all right?
Yeah, no, we see that. That's fine.
Okay, so I boomed it up, cleaned it up. Okay, let's start with the squeeze ad. So I watched Julie's video, Russell's, and then Julie's this morning. She's going to get into the actual layout of the funnels, which looks very similar to this, but much more detailed. It's an actual funnel that they've created. So based on that, I went back to the squeeze ad because I didn't have much there in the beginning. And for now, it might change, if I can think of something better, then I'll probably do that. But at the moment in the squeeze page, it's the offer is the Ethics of Permaculture video, which is a video that's actually on this. See, this image down here belongs to Sustainable Living and Design. So I want to capture one of their videos and put it in here. These guys, by the way, have got 365,000 views or something or other, and untold shares and whatnot. And they actually use a lot of funnels to push their courses and whatnot. So I thought I'd capture one of their images of one of their new squeeze pages that they've just posted this morning. So I grabbed that because then I can base my idea on their ad, right?
Cool. So, Reen, what I'm hearing from you is that in your ad on Facebook, you have found a competitor somewhere around the world, and they're called Sustainable Living and Design. Yeah. And you have funnel hacked them or had a look at what they're doing, which is relevant to you. Mm-hmm. And rather than reinventing the wheel, you've taken what is their best practice, where they've spent money, time, and effort studying what works. And what you're doing is you're role modeling or not copying, but doing something similar because it's been proven by a competitor to work. And that's your intention, is put that type of ad on your Facebook. Is that correct?
Yes.
Cool.
So I've already identified where my target market is sitting, where they are. They're in Facebook and Instagram. So mostly Facebook though, but although I already know from previous experience that when you post to Facebook, they give you the option to post to Instagram at the same time. Killing two birds with one stone kind of thing.
Cool. Tell us who's your demographic of your audience? Is it like males or what is it?
Yes. So hang on, if I jump up to another slide just quickly. Mm-hmm. This is the work you and I did on Sunday, Trav. Mm-hmm. So my target audience is global and have a passion for permaculture, who are women between the ages of 35 and 64 years old and on Facebook.
Yeah, cool. And I think there was one other thing we came across. Their audience is between 25 million to 35 million. That's the size of it. Monthly active users of Facebook.
So yes, I've got to put that.
25 million to 35. So it's a significant, which surprises me that's that big, a significant niche on Facebook. And the great advantage of that is that when it comes to getting traffic, that's a massive market to reach out to on Facebook. And you don't just need to do Facebook ads. That is one way if you have the budget for it. But there's other ways to get organic traffic off Facebook.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Rina. If you go, once we go back into your funnel and just explain your sales page.
So now we jump into the sales page, and this is the standard sequence, by the way, right?
Yeah. So when you mean sequence, so people come in from the ad, then they go into your landing page or sales page.
Yeah.
And on that sales page is where you make your sales offer, your package of goods that you're selling.
That's right.
That's right, eh?
Yeah, in the squeeze ad, back on the Facebook ad, they click through the ad, which takes them to the offer, the first offer, the free offer. And on that same page, or that same frame, you have a link to the, but wait, I have another offer, right?
Nice. Yes, okay, yep.
So, which takes you to this one, the sales page.
Right.
So now, yeah.
So what I'm hearing from you is that off the Facebook, you offer some free something of free value, like the video or the images of permaculture in small spaces, PDF, and that's to help incentivize the traffic, and traffic means potential customers, to come over to your squeeze page. And then on the same page of your squeeze page, you've got a link, or it's on there as you're doing your sales page. And that's what we're about to talk about now. Is that right? Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Awesome, Rina.
This is very good for me because it reiterates, this is all new learning for me, but, it's good talking through it because it makes me understand better. So they hit the sales page and it's like, but wait, here's another offer. And so in this offer, I have 4 offerings. So first one, 20 ways to implement permaculture, which is the audio and text, but has and in the text we have colourful images, and it's in red because I want the VAs to produce this for me. So then we hit the second one, which is access to a video collection of 3 interviews. It's in green because I'm going to do that. I want to interview people. And by the way, I'm going over to LA in August, so or California, and they have heaps of permaculture, people there. So I want to, produce more interviews by interviewing people over there.
Great. So I just wanted to go back to something that you send there as VAs. So you're talking about the green, was it the red things you want the VAs to do?
Yes, actually, there's things for them to do in all of these points, like finding images and things like that, but there's actually producing the product is in red.
Okay, cool. And I just wanted to explain to everyone that's watching, like VA means virtual assistant. And so that's something or someone who is roughly between $5 to $20 per hour, depending on the quality that they are or experience that they have, who's like a marketer to help support you develop out your funnel. So just give everyone that context that might not know what a VA is.
Ooh, how exciting, right? Yes. The third one, so the third offer again by the VA is how to have a food garden working with nature and not against it. So I know that the VAs are going to be able to find this stuff on the internet. It's everywhere. So it shouldn't take them too long, or it shouldn't be too hard a job finding the information to build this product. And this is another hint that Travis told me to add in there, and this is actually to do with the perceived value of this particular offering. So in the first one, we got their value $52. Second one, value $63. Third one, $155. And then the last one, which is just a catalogue of beneficial plants to grow in the permaculture garden. Same thing, that it's not going to be hard to find for a VA. Value $100. So obviously there's going to be images and whatnot. I'm watching Julie this morning and how she posted up a video and how a funnel looks, and it's got all these lovely graphics and whatnot. And so it's that kind of stuff that the VAs.
So, okay, cool. And the total value, so what I'm hearing from you is that once you have your 20 ways to implement permaculture in small space as an example of what your part of your offer is, is it's important to have the value of what that would be. So the value that you've attributed to that thing is $52. And then the next one, the value you've attributed to is $63.
Yeah.
And, so on and so on. And together, when they all add up, I'm guessing it adds up to, $370, which is what you put up top here. And you're charging $37. And that's an important factor in this, in setting up your sales funnel is the rule of thumb that Russell and them talk about is it's 10 times, whatever the price you're trying to sell your offer for, you need to give 10 times the value. So in your offer stack, you need to have additional products or services over and above your core product worth 10 times that amount. And I think that's an important thing. Cool, Ring. Nice one.
Cool. It is a busy morning. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. So can I just dive in a couple of things there?
Yeah.
So 20 ways to implement permaculture in a small space, audio and text. How did you come up with that?
So if we go back to the first slide, because this is what I know about permaculture. This is what I do. This is what I teach people.
Yeah.
So I just chucked it all down. So how to grow food without the use of harmful chemicals, how to make your own soil and compost instead of buying it in, how to create a microclimate, blah, 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 and all the way down. And then down at the bottom, so that I can say, actually, there's much more to this than what, you'll get much more. So
what I'm hearing from you is you've grabbed these ideas to put in your offer stack is you've done a previous course or you've trained other people in it, and you have taken your course that you do face to face, and you've taken the content headings of each subject, and then you have pulled out of that one headline, and then you've made a information product out of that one headline. And you've put that into your offer stack, and that's how you arrived at your the item that goes into your offer stack. Is that right?
That's how I got to 20 ways.
Fantastic, Rina.
Hey, so just some thoughts off the top of my head, Rina, to consider. The first, if you go back to that slide with that listed all of the content you're going to teach, is do those things address the key perceptions that a customer has about what they're trying to achieve? So yes, those are very specific things that you need to do as part of permaculture. Yeah. But for example, if I was wanting to introduce permaculture into my small section, I'd be like, how do I grow enough vegetables for a week in one planter box, or something like what is like, if I can't do that, I'm not going to bother with this. So how can you try and frame this in a way that reflects exactly what your target market, which is what people that are in small living spaces, wanting to achieve? Just something to consider, just because I couldn't immediately see that there.
No, great, good point. Like this is a what they call work in progress.
Yeah, and what I'm wondering is whether the kind of overall goal is like how to grow enough food in a week inside a small space by permaculture, and then these become the chapters. While the first thing you need to do is this: you need to get your soil up, you need to introduce worms, you need to sort out your microclimating, all that stuff. So they become like the process. But at least if you have the goal stated at the top and a summary of how you're going to achieve the goal, people will be like, sweet, I know exactly what I'm buying into, the solution.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, let me just write that in right now, because
if you want to get off the Zoom thing, you got to click the actual image of the magnifying glass.
I can just write it down. Hang on a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Okay, Reen.
okay. You want to ask me a question? I forgot what I was supposed
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Okay, so you know the things that you want the VAs to do.
Yeah.
The items. Like, how did you get the ordering of them? You know, like the sequencing. Russell talks about the sequencing of all these things in your funnel.
Of the whole funnel. Or
Yeah,
the,
maybe just look at this. Yeah, of the whole funnel. So in the front end, what I see there is you've given away a video about the ethics of permaculture, and then some images in the small spaces. And I'm guessing the images of permaculture in small spaces, is it those because you came across a website, a Facebook page that had images of permaculture being sold?
Yeah.
Okay.
So somewhere in the training, it was mentioned, I can't remember, it might have been by Stephen or Russell, that depending on what it was about the best way to present an offer, depending on what your subject is. So, and they said, some subjects are better having loads of images and sort of, and others are just need the e-cover type image and things like that. So with permaculture, it's such, images speak 1,000 words. So it's all over, it's a subject that, sells people on its images, really. So for that reason, I decided, well, why don't I, put a small image thing together.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my take on it is like we found that post and it had huge amounts of shares. And what it was showing in this post is a image of a beautiful little wooden hut with wooden tables outside, with lots of flowers and draping flowers down and fruit and veg on all these tables. And it was how this person was selling the results of the permaculture. And this had phenomenal shares. It was like 10 times most shared, 10 times more comments than any other post. So it was like, wow. And what it sort of identified for me anyway was that, this is the romantic dream that people aspire to as a result of permaculture. Permaculture is the method to get them to that romantic gene. It's the vehicle to get them to that dream. And so what my take on what Reen's doing here is she's trying to capture a lot of those images and then put them into, like a small ebook with a lot of those images, and which helps to paint the picture and motivates the individual to take the next step. Is that a good summary of it, Reen? Am I close?
Yes, absolutely. And there was somewhere also in the training they said that, capturing people, capturing their emotions, what they emotionally feel about something when they see an image of it.
Yeah, cool.
Like what you were saying.
It's like aspirational as well, you're creating this like destiny, this place for people to go. And it's the ideal world, because we would all love that. So that's where the pictures come in and the emotion and what causes people to buy. Because I would love that. But then, then they have to work at it. That's okay.
Yeah. Also just to sort of like, so that they have an idea that they might respond to quicker because they believe that they could do the same thing,
Yeah, cool. So there's a couple other things I just want to touch on is in your sales page, the way you've written the text up, and I think this is an important distinction that I learned from Russell and them, is the way we've written up the item that's in the offer stack, which is, for example, access to a video collection of interviews with 3 small space food gardeners. That's not necessarily what will end up in your funnel, the way it'll be written in your funnel.
No,
The way it'll
that's
be
right.
written in your funnel will be written by, from a copywriter's perspective.
Yeah.
So, the difference is, as an example, the way you've written here is more around trying to understand it from a structural perspective,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to when a copywriter writes this, they'll probably talk about, for example, the framing would be, I've searched the internet for and watched, 20, 30 podcasts, 100 podcasts, whatever it is.
Mm.
And I've arrived at the 3 best interviews with experts from all around the world. And they've come up with the really interesting, jam-packed, full of tips interviews, and that contain a lot about the secret sauce or their tips or inside advice on how to grow food in small spaces. And not only did I do that, but I also took notes and I transcribed all those 3 interviews, and I'm giving it to you. Normally value is worth $63, but today I'm giving it as a bonus. I'm giving it away to you. And so I'm just trying to point out the difference between what you're putting here and then what's happening in the future. And I think that's an important context to understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I understand that. So there's someone out there better than me who can write the stuff up, that for sure, with a real salesy type.
Aye. Okay, so if we progress along, and so that's on your sales page, that's your offer stack. Anyone else got anything else to add to that? No? Okay. And then once they come through your sales page, someone purchases from you, which is why you've got the order page there at $37. And then what is the OTO? What does OTO mean?
Okay, so the one-time offer, and so in the order page, there's a link that takes them to the OTO, should they choose to, right?
Okay. Yeah. And so my take on the OTO is, it's only available for this time. You can't get it any other time. It's got a special discount for you. So purchase it now. Otherwise, it'll be gone and you won't be able to access it anytime in the future. Yeah, cool. And what you've done is you've developed a similar to like your sales page, another offer stack. That's right, eh?
Yeah.
Cool.
So the idea is that you have these upsells, so that you're getting as much as you can from this customer by adding all this value to what they're gonna what they choose to purchase. So it's really doing that, right? So a funnel has multiple opportunities for people to buy, overloaded value.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. So what I'm hearing from you is by adding as much jam-packed our funnel with added value, that improves how much we generate from the funnel, so how much sales that we make from the funnel. Therefore, if we're making more sales or increasing the basket size is what some people call it, the shopper comes into the supermarket, and rather than just buying the can of baked beans, which is what they went for, they saw some other things that were on sale or had value, such as the one-time offer, and they ended up putting those into their shopping basket. And then when they went to the checkout, they intended only to buy a can of baked beans for $2, but now they've actually bought all these other things, and so now they've just spent $10. And if you're generating $10, some context, if they've generated $10 off this front funnel, that enables you to put another $8 into paid advertising to drive more traffic into your funnel. So that's an important distinction, is the more profit you can make through your one-time offer enables you to use that to put it straight back into the front end to buy more paid traffic which means potential customers, to go back in the funnel. And so if you can keep breaking even, then you've got this machine which builds out your list. And that is the gold in this building that list out, because you can upsell, cross-sell, and downsell at a later stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just, okay, that was some other context.
I also thought it was important to mention, and that is related to sequencing as well, because where Rina has put in the membership and the other things to do in her one-time offer, it wouldn't make sense to actually offer that at the start, because they're not at that point. Like, what we want to do is take them through the steps that they would go through, like actually in the real world. So we give them the information, and then like the one-time offer is more like offering extra support. So you've got the membership, you've got a consult, those sorts of things. So I thought that was really, that's a really clever way of doing it, because that's how it would actually go in normal life. You wouldn't kind of get a membership first. You'd sort of want to get more information first, and then you'd want to become a member. Right? So,
good point. Very good point. Cool. Any other tips or suggestions we've all got for Reen's offer stack?
I just want to carry on, Shay.
I was just going to say only that I know some permaculture experts in New Zealand, Rina, that I could connect you to if you wanted to put out a list of people to speak to.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.